Hi guys. It is exactly 8:30, so we are getting ready to start. I am going to wait for just a moment or two to see if anybody's joining us. I'm not expecting. Oh, wait, I've got a Drew. Good evening, sir. No problem, sweetie. I understand. Hopefully, you'll be able to stay and enjoy. Stop pulling on that cord, Sammy. Sammy, hey. Sorry, cat is being. Thank you. Yeah, don't do that. All right, so I'm going to refresh this, and I'm going to link in, and I'm going to join in. See, I told you, every time I do that and I turn the sound off, and it just does that. So, all right, so we're going to do a shorter night tonight. I have spent pretty much all of today out at the Maryland Renaissance Festival running auditions. So my allergies have kicked up, and I've got to go back and do it all tomorrow. So I'm going to take a good night. And I actually have to read a script because I might be doing more reading stuff tomorrow. So we'll see how all that goes. So in the last week, literally the last 7 days, I have had 2 different people say, "Hey, Michelle, you know about Disney," because Michelle's my name. I realize I never put that here, but so hey, Michelle, you know about Disney. Help. And it happens frequently. I'll have people ask questions or have, things they need or quick things they want answered. But again, because I'm semi well versed and I go there a lot of people come to me as their go-to Disney person. I'm going to preface this by saying I am not a travel agent. I don't do this for a living. I make no money off of this. I have under 100 viewers, subscribers. What you're going to see here is just a person who really loves Disney and loves to plan and has been enjoying what I do and sharing it since it's fun and I do enjoy it. So one person did that. The other person was trying to plan. They are an assistant for someone, and that person asked them to help plan all of their meal reservations and all the other stuff they were doing for their trip. So I kept getting questions of, "Hey, where is this? What is this restaurant called?" Type it back. "Hey, they want to get a birthday cake. How do I do that?" Type it back. And the person was very happy that I had this information kind of at my fingertips just because I'd been doing it. So being someone who just goes there and has learned this stuff, I want to give you a couple tricks and trades and places that I've gone to where I get my information so that you can, as you're going through the process of creating a trip for yourself, you can start to do this. So when this all started, I was literally just going to the Disney site and doing research and just hoping, and then using that experience as an add-on. But as I've continued to learn and I've wanted to expand what I've been doing, I discovered the world of YouTube, as you all have, and I started finding a couple sites. And some sites I go for entertainment, and some sites I go to for history. There's a couple sites where they'll talk about, the Muppets history and how their ride is going, or when years what happened in it, or some of them will give you secrets and tips about different parks and things. And some of those I will mention today. But the ones I want to talk about more are the websites for the ones that they give you tips. And some of them are entertaining, and they also happen to say, "Hey, fun fact, here's some information to share with you." So the first one we're going to talk about, which is, I guess they call it, like, they use all stock footage. So there's not necessarily a live vlogger per se, although the woman who does the main stuff on it is fabulous. And that is the Disney Food Blog. AJ, who is the woman who does most of the videos, not all of them, has tons of information. If you want to know about restaurants, if you want to know about the new treats, if you want to know about what some of the events are doing, she's terrific. The site is terrific. There are, and of course, all of them will consciously go to the parks when special events and things are happening to teach you kind of about that. These guys are more preemptive about it these are the 5 restaurants we recommend, or these are the top 10 of this thing. So that a year from now or 8 months from now, when it's not necessarily that specific event, you can plan for it. Now, I also recommend on some of the ones who are just the everyday vloggers is going, like, if you're going during Food and Wine Festival and want to learn about it, type in Food and Wine Festival for the prior year, and then look at a couple of the vlogs that these different people have done, and you can see the foods they were getting, etc. And I'll talk about a couple websites as well. But Disney Food Blog is lovely. They have a website that is tied to their site as well. Tons of information, and they're entertaining while being more of a stock footage type site. Hi, how are you, Miss Terry? Welcome, welcome. I just saw you pop up. So we're talking about sites, websites I go to, places you go. Now, of course, the obvious, I should take a step back. The most obvious place to get your information is going to be the disneyworld.disney.com.go or .go.com. Basically type in Walt Disney World and you'll get the resort site. If you're going to Disneyland, it's disneyland.disney.go.com, or it's very easy to find when you're just typing that in. And either of those are good. Now, if you want tricks and trades and things to kind of get your way about Disneyland, the one I have found that seems to be the most fun for me is Provost Park Pass. And what I'm going to try to do when this is over, because I haven't put the description in yet, is I'll start to add some of these links to some of these, or at least list the other sites that I'm recommending, the other vloggers and things like that. But Provost Park Pass tells you little history and snippets about the different rides and the things you're going for. They did a very amusing, how many times can you eat a churro and then ride Space Mountain in one day? And I think they were trying to get through 12 or 13 times. They didn't get to all of them. The poor guy got a little ill from all of the churros. But that being said, so everyone has their own little fun thing. So like I said, Disney Food Blog, DFB is how they're posted here on YouTube. Fabulous. The Diz Unplugged, and they have a number of different sites. Diz Unplugged has a Universal one where these people just talk about what's going on with Universal. They have a Disney one, which is just talking about Disney. Now they're doing one on the Vacations Club. Now this one's run by travel planners. So they're very good about keeping their business out, but yes, you are going to get the, hi, and we've got an event coming up, blah, blah, blah. So you will get a little bit of advertising in amongst everything else. But they're really good because you'll get a couple people from different sort of walks of life who go to the parks, who do it all the time, because that's all these guys are doing right now, as far as I know, that will share their personal insights and their personal opinions. And they're not always positive. This last week, the head guy of that just had a tirade about the poor service at Ohana. Well, if you're someone who is planning to go to Ohana, and you hear this tirade, you go, oh, maybe I don't want to go to Ohana. I will change that reservation. Or you can say, all right, maybe I'll try it. Now, I will say they are very opinionated. I don't agree with all of their opinions. But a lot of the information, when you start to hear, can be very helpful. They also have boards, chat boards and things like that with all of these different topics. So you can go and you can read that. The other... they don't do one. All right, I want to do websites first, and then we'll go to this back to here. The next one, or the last one of the sites that I watch, he's technically more of an entertainment vlogger, just vlogging his trips, his experiences. But I will say Adam Hatton has a lot of great information. Tim Tracker does as well, actually. They're really good about doing tours of the different hotels and experiences. And Tim Tracker has been there a long time, Tim and Jen. I see other vloggers going, oh my God, look, it was Tim Tracker, So he's got that status from people who do this all the time. And he's another one to kind of look at. And they do all kinds of things, so you kind of have to pick and choose if you're looking for a specific area. But, if you type in, like, you want to go look at a particular resort, you can type in that person, Tim Tracker or them, and say resort, at that particular resort, and it'll bring you up vlogs where they've been there, so that you can actually go in, and they'll go sometimes into the rooms and show you what the rooms look like. Sometimes they'll just walk the property and show you what the stores are like and the restaurants are like. But they're very good about being local and being able to share that information. So I highly recommend them. So that being said, we're going to do... because I only have one of these, I'm going to do this first, and then we'll go back to websites. So speaking of Adam Hatton, so Adam Hatton was a Disney college, I guess the International Exchange. He's from England. And just, I guess, fell in love with Disney and fell in love with the experience and had a lot of information. It was one of those entertainment edged videos, which had a lot of fun facts. He's the one where I learned if you want to go to the Hard Rock Cafe or if you want to go to Universal, don't Uber to the main Universal entrance because you get stuck behind everybody else's crowd and they charge more to go there. You go to the Hard Rock Cafe, the Hard Rock Hotel, you go there and your Uber costs less and the way to get through security is a lot less. I will say you have to be careful when you're coming back because the door locked on us and we had to like wait for someone else to come out. So it's not always perfection, but it definitely helps. Now, he being a lover of Disney and wanting to share all the information, created this. I'm not all the way through it. You can see where I've gotten to in the book. It is, for what I've discovered, it has some helpful things for me, but truly this is amazing for someone who's never planned a trip or who really doesn't know what they're doing. He walks you through all the different, let me try it this way. He walks you through all the different resort types. He walks you through the ticket types. He walks you through the weather, the different types of year. He walks through the top attractions. And if you're going to want to fast pass them, he does a little bit of Universal and some other things in the area. And he's wonderful. He's got a lot of great information. He also talks about like, this hotel is really good for these kinds of people and travelers. This one is really good for these kinds of travelers. So there's a lot of variety. And he even says it in this, that his desire is to help each different type of traveler be able to build their perfect event, their perfect trip. So I highly recommend that. I got it when he was doing a really fabulous sale. You get it shipped from the UK. It is 12 pounds, UK pounds. So I think that's around 20-ish. But if you've not done this before, very good information, consolidated information. Hello, Bone Crusher. I don't know what the bar is, but okay. Yeah, oh, good. You say it's true. So there's tons of good information, and I highly recommend them. So now we're going to go back to the website. So like I said, Disney Food Blog has their own website. Great information, and especially if you're learning about restaurants, terrific site. The Dis Unplugged has their board, so you can get there. I also recommend looking at, where's the other one I was looking at? Disworld.com or WDW Magic is a lot about the news and the latest, greatest. DSNY, which is a, again, short news, but he's not just Disney parks, he's Disney and Marvel and everything else and etc. So it's kind of a jack of all trades for stuff. But they're all very good informative sites. The core thing that you need to do if you decide you're going to plan a trip to Disney is to download the My Disney Experience app and create an account either on a desktop through that disneyworld.disney.go.com. disneyworld.disney.go.com, I think is what it is. And create an account for yourself. You get to pick your own avatar. Mine is Nemo, because I like Nemo. I've seen people do all kinds of fun stuff. You know, you can pick one of a variety of characters. Thank you for the like, whoever did that. And yeah, if you are enjoying this and it's helping you, again, please like. It does help me. Share if you find the information in these helpful. Go ahead and please share this with other people. The more it spreads, the more, thank you for the second like, the more this information spreads and the more I'm able to help people, the more it helps me back. You know, like I said, I'm at 74, 75. I might have gotten to 80 subscribers, maybe. So you know, at this point, it's not about money for me. It's about being able to kind of share and let it build. So, you know, we'll see how it all goes. So yeah, the My Disney Experience app, and that's what allows you to do your reservations. It allows you to do your tickets. It allows you to do pretty much everything, you know, that you need to plan your trip. And then ties it all to your Magic Band, so you have less to worry about, less to carry around. One thing I will say, and this is sort of the next step, is when you have planned a trip and you've got everything in there, before you leave for your trip, take screen captures of all of your fast passes and all your dinner reservations, save them in your photos, simply because every once in a while the app is still glitchy. And people have said, you know, they got one of those, oh my God, meet and greets with Anna and Elsa, which were so hard to get at the beginning, turn around to go into the park and it's disappeared off their Magic Band. And they're like, but we had it. It even went to the point where like they said, no, but here's the screen capture. And someone told them they could have dummied it up. It was crazy back in the beginning of that, but it's all good. So yes, I mean, those are the sites that I tend to go to the most. Those are the places I tend to go to the most. So at this point, honestly, I was in auditions and rehearsals and stuff all day, so I didn't have a whole lot of prep time. But I did want to make sure I got some information out to you. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you, hold on a second. On top of that lovely dream guide, one of my my loving fans, as it were, sent this. Now, this is from when they were staying on property at one of the resorts, and I've actually gotten one of these when I had a whole big fiasco happening. But this is a fabulous, just quick guide that you get at the different resorts to let you know what things are and where they are. It shows you the addresses of all of the resorts. So if you're like want to tell an Uber what your actual address is, it goes to the addresses of the parks. Again, if you want to direct someone, you can do that with a generic map of it. On the other side, it shows you where tells you the hospitals and the pharmacies. It goes over urgent care. If you have to do something, go to a doctor during the day, but you're not quite up for a hospital. And I have been to some of these urgent cares on my trip. The airport terminals, the cruise terminal, if you're going to that. Local stores, like if you want to go to a grocery store or a Target or something, they've got the grocery stores, they've got the big shopping centers, they've got other area attractions, SeaWorld, Universal, Kennedy Center, Busch Gardens, and Legoland. And then, the convention center, which a lot of people will go to. But it's a lovely, quick, handy guide that you can get in any of the resorts. So if you do go, you want to get that information, it's a great place to get it. What do we got here, Drew? I find some interesting tips and tricks at Disney Fanatic. Oh, hold on. Okay. I have to put these on. Sorry. DisneyFanatic.com. Okay. No, that's cool. No, if you guys have sites that you do go to, that's terrific. Hello, again, Bone Crusher. By the way, even though I have to put on the intellectual reading glasses, I have to show off to you. I don't know how well you can see it. They are Mickeys. So my little hidden Mickey. So if I'm wearing my reading glasses, I've got hidden Mickeys on, which always makes me happy. These are from Disneyland. Yeah, so yeah, I know, it makes me happy. So if there are any other sites that you guys know about that you want to mention that are good for Disney information, throw them out here, or places that you've gone, or if there's a place you say, hey, I want to know more about this kind of thing, where can I go to get that information? Throw that out here too, because I know, Terry, you're looking at planning something. Drew, I don't know when the next time is you're planning on going, but you do a lot of search and research. Any tips for Universal and Disney stuff for both? Well, the Dis Unplugged is really terrific for it. The Dis Unplugged is really one company, but they do different channels. So there's a Universal channel and there's a Disney channel. So if you want to focus on one or the other, you go to those different channels. And then their discussion boards are everything. So the Dis Unplugged is really good for that. Disney Food Blog really just sticks with Disney. The other thing is the local vloggers like Adam Hatton and Tim Tracker. Rick's Flicks does mostly Universal, and he's actually got a lot of good information for Universal. He's not necessarily my style. He's one I found recently, but he's very good about, hey, you want to spend less than $10 on a snack? Let's go show you where you can find those things. And he just walks you through so you can have an idea of where these things might exist. And they're very nice. They seemed like very nice people, from what I've seen. I've never met them or anything like that. But, if there's a specific topic you want to know about, what I've discovered is, YouTube. And if you know a particular vlogger that goes there, check that. Like I said, Tim Tracker, if it's in Florida, he just went to Gatorland. He's been to Legoland. He goes to Busch Gardens. And he's been, like I said, he and his wife started this way back in the infancy of YouTube vlogging before it was anything. So he's been doing this long enough that pretty much all the parks in the area will send him advertising and passes and things to get him to their parks and help cover. And he'll tell you up front, this company paid for this for us. This company paid for that for us. He's literally right now posting a series of vlogs from this trip they were just given. They were given a couple days in Disneyland with some specialty tours. a 2-day Disney cruise with some specialty kind of touring through that. And now he's in Aulani. He and his wife are in Aulani, which is the Hawaii Disney resort. So they know that these guys are going to advertise, well, not advertise, but yeah, I mean, they're going to give their review. They're going to take it around. They're going to be family friendly. They're going to be informative. So they absolutely take you in and give you all that information. So you get to see, like they just did a walking tour of all of Aulani today in the video. So here's the open building where you walk in. This is where the restaurant is. That's where the smoking area is. That's where this is. So it's very helpful. So out of curiosity, does anyone have an opinion about the smoking areas leaving the parks? Have you heard about that? They are now, as of May 10th, I think is when they're doing it. It's very soon. There will be no smoking in any of the parks. There will be an area outside the parks where you can go to smoke, which means, there's going to be some people doing a lot of walking to go in and do a couple of rides and then go out for their cigarette or go in for a meal and come back out. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that's going to work for it. I think the hard part is going to be the enforcing of it and who's going to be the hard guy to make that happen. But it's going to be good. Pardon the allergies. I've been sniffling like crazy because, like I said, I was outside in the pollen flying, the dust flying everywhere. You could see it. Oh, we have our official Sammy sighting. Come on up. It's not a vlog if Sammy doesn't come and make her own presence known. So if you want to do both Universal and Disney, go to the social vloggers, and then the Diz Unplugged will be your best bet to get a little bit of both. Do you guys have any other questions? Any where to go, what to find? And yeah, like I said, if you're doing a Disney plan, you have to order it from England, from his website, which is adamhatton.com. But it's very informative, very useful information. And again, for somebody who's never planned before, it's useful. I also discovered how much less trips are for the people who are coming from England. Yes, this is Sammy. Terry says, hello, Sammy. Are you going to say hello back? Let's say hello back. Hi, Sammy. Look up. You're not looking up. Hi, boo-boo. Looking at the camera. She does not want to look at the camera. I will not hold it here, but I bought an ebook of Hidden Mickeys. Oh, okay. And actually, there are regular bound books. So for those of you who don't know what a Hidden Mickey is, a Hidden Mickey is something that was designed by an Imagineer. An Imagineer is somebody who creates or builds something. Stop rubbing that. That's going to shake the camera. Who creates or builds a store, a ride, a restaurant, anything that is within the Disney property. All the cast members can be, to do this kind of stuff. And somewhere in amongst all of the stuff that they are doing, they sneak a tiny image of Mickey, sort of like in my glasses. So if I'm looking at my reading glasses and talking to you, I've got hidden Mickeys because you can't see them. They're also sometimes very subtly placed. The tiniest hidden Mickey in Magic Kingdom is about that big. Here, it's like less than the size of my nose. And it is embedded into the ground of Adventureland, over by Jasmine and Aladdin's meet and greet area. There is also the smallest one, and right now it's not available, although I'm hoping it's going to open up again soon, was in Conservation Station. And it was literally inside of an iris of an eye of a figure that was about that big. I mean, just like infinitesimally tiny. But it was like an ostrich's eye, but the ostrich head was like tiny. It was amazing. But it is an image of a partial Mickey, of a full Mickey. They sometimes do hidden Donalds and hidden Plutos or Goofies, even some hidden Minnies. But Mickey's the one you'll generally see, and it will be the one big circle with two small circles, like you saw on the inside of that, or it will be, yes, I know, or it will be the profile of Mickey Mouse. Sometimes it's his full body. There's I found out about this one that's kind of cool over in the Ariel's Adventures Under the Sea, which is the Little Mermaid ride in Magic Kingdom. There is a hidden Mickey of Steamboat Willie. with the way that the shadows and the lights hit in the rocks, if you look at it, it's Steamboat Willie at the wheel. It's kind of amazing. But walking through, you don't see them unless you're looking for them. You don't see them, the true hidden Mickeys. Now they've gotten to the point where everyone's so into the hidden Mickeys that they've started consciously putting them in. And now, you know, they'll say, well, if you think it's a hidden Mickey, it's a hidden Mickey, which I disagree with. If it's really obvious, it ain't hidden. But yeah, it's very fun. It's very cool. So, I mean, that was really the core of what my talk was going to be about today. And we're at about a half an hour. So does anyone else have any thoughts, any questions that you want to know about, a topic you want me to cover next week? It will be an early one next week because I've got a gathering that evening. So I might be doing it like as early as 5 p.m. Eastern time, or 4 p.m. Eastern time, depending on, you know, what my schedule is. But it's going to be a much, much earlier event, unless I'm waiting for someone to get to my house first, she says subtly. How are you going to break to Julie that I made it to? You know, I'll let you do that, because, you know, she could be sad that you're not here and still show up. That being said, yeah, I know. Suffice to say, yeah, we're all good for that. So, if you guys don't have any other more Disney related questions, as I said, if you've enjoyed what you saw, if you've learned something that's helped you, please go ahead, like the video if you haven't already. Share this with people to say, hey, you know, and Terry, thank you so much for sharing last week and letting your friends know about what I do. You know, you can always either grab the name of the channel, or which would be PTP Grad, or you can go ahead and like grab one video that's applicable to the stuff that the people you're talking to are doing, and that drives more attention back here. It helps. You know, anything is lovely. It's not a requirement. I enjoy chatting with you guys. It's, you know, it's nice to touch base and all. But like I said, if you know, find me on Facebook, and if you have any questions, you want to throw something else you want to be talked about, let me know. And we got one more Sammy sighting here. Dun, dun, dun. And she's gone. Oh, no, she's not. She wants my water. Please don't spill the water. Please don't spill the water. I'll bring the water to you. So that's about it. I hope you guys are having a great night. Like I said, tell me if you got questions. Tell me if you want, as my cat knocks over my other camera. Let me know if there's anything else you need. If not, we will pick this up next week. Throw a topic at me if you are watching this after the fact, because I will still see comments no matter how far in the future this is, as long as I'm alive and watching these. Go ahead and you'll see the picture, and then you'll see below comments. If you're watching it on a smaller screen like a mobile, you kind of have to go through all those other recommended videos, and at the very bottom you'll see where you can add comments. Go ahead and do so. Let me know what you want me to talk about, because, you know, that's what this is about. So yeah, have a great night. I thank you all for coming. We'll do this again next time, all right? Bye-bye.